are Locked On Lakers Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Los Angeles, on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Win tonight for the Los Angeles Lakers. Anthony Davis and LeBron James, they show why they're future Hall of Famers. Jared Vanderbilt returns for the first time in almost a year, and the Lakers make a defensive statement. We talk about it all on the Locked On Lakers postcast. I'm Dave Palais. Want to mention the people, of course, over at FanDuel. Always thank the people at FanDuel. From the first whistle to the final drive, FanDuel makes the NFL playoffs even more exciting. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win your first bet. That's $300 to keep the action going. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today and get started with $300 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com. Big win tonight for the Lakers. Thank you so much for joining me on a Saturday night. I'm Dave Palais. Again, I've covered this team for a number of years, but I've been a bigger fan of this team since I was a little kid and still love this team. I love doing this show when the Lakers win. It is no fun when the Lakers fall short, and to see the Lakers have a big win, as they called it, rival week, because they had the Boston Celtics and just an awesome win on Thursday night. And then here we are on Saturday, travel up to play the Golden State Warriors. Always want to beat the Warriors. Always the talk when it's LeBron and Steph Curry. We'll get into Steph Curry's performance as well. But the Lakers, again, can they make a statement? Can they distance themselves from the Warriors? As we said, the Warriors have struggled. I don't know about you, but coming into this game as a Laker fan, I wanted to see the Lakers not only get a win, but make a statement, because I'm so tired of all the talk of the Warriors need to make a move, and it's time to go out and get LeBron James. And it's frustrating on our end because we're like, wait a second, we need to make a move, and we need to make LeBron better. We don't need to make Steph Curry better. So it becomes frustrating. So I'm glad the Lakers not only did it on Christmas Day against the Warriors, but here we are a month later, and they do it again on January 25th, and the Lakers win this one. This one is even more impressive than what happened on Christmas Day. If you remember, that game came down right to the very end, and it was one of those you were nervous, and Steph Curry was on fire. And for the Lakers, they were able to pull this thing out, and that was absolutely fantastic. So, again, I will take your comments throughout the show. Tell me what you want to see the Lakers do. You're hearing more and more about different kind of trade talk from different teams in the league. Is it time to make a run to help this Laker team out? A lot on Rob Pelinka's plate. Again, what does he do to make the team better? Anthony Davis isn't hiding the fact he wants to see them make a move. He's been very vocal. He's probably been the most vocal Laker out there, saying this team is fine, but if you want to make a run at a championship, again, not a quote, but hey, you got to make some moves. And he seems adamant that, hey, get me some help. Anthony Davis made the comment as well, as he doesn't want to be a guy that is the center. Doesn't want to be the number 5. He wants to be the number 4. And you've seen his game more and more. He's starting to shoot shots that look like a player that plays the 4. We talk about this a lot, how today's NBA isn't the NBA that many of us grew up on. It's not your traditional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions where basically anybody can bring the ball up the court at any time. Anthony Davis does it all the time. Can you imagine back in the day if Kareem did it? If Robert Parrish did it, if Moses Malone did it? It just wasn't one of those things that happened. Everybody had their role. In the NBA, it's completely different now. It's a different game. It's a different game as far as the way you're allowed to play defense. It's a different game as far as how many three-pointers are shot. It's just a different game. And so when AD says he wants a 5, it kind of sounds a little ridiculous, but we know what he means. He wants a little bit of help. It will save his body if AD's not taking, such a beating underneath the basket on both ends of the court. So you understand his angle as far as what he wants to do. All right, let's talk about the game. So here's the deal. The game, again, we know how it ended. Lakers win 118-108. They played an outstanding second half, but we'll start from how it started. And of course, how things start, they start at the beginning. And so for the Lakers, they had a different starting lineup tonight. And it was kind of interesting because you've heard a lot of talk that once Dorian Finney-Smith came to the Lakers, he would eventually become a starter. And if he becomes a starter, what does that mean for Rui? Well, the Lakers haven't made a change in the starting lineup since the trade about 3 weeks ago. And Rui has had games where he's had career highs. He's also had games where he kind of disappeared. Well, Rui couldn't go tonight because of an injury. So that opens the door for Dorian Finney-Smith. He gets a shot to jump into the starting lineup. So your starting lineup looks like Anthony Davis, Dorian Finney-Smith, Austin Reeves, Max Christie, and, of course, LeBron James. Rui with a calf strain, so he's forced to miss a start. And it's one of those things where they say the best ability is availability. And if Rui is concerned about his starting position, and who knows if he is or if he isn't, he always acts like he's a team player. But I think most people would say, I'm a professional athlete, and ego does play a factor. If we're going to be honest here, everybody wants to be a starter. So Dorian Finney-Smith gets the start. And what do we usually see with the Lakers when Rui gets the start? Is usually Rui gets one of the first shots of the game, usually gets a wide open three. Well, that happened exactly tonight. Dorian Finney-Smith, first start as a Laker, scored the first points, knocks in a three-pointer. So that's awesome. Lakers jumped out to a 7-2 lead before the Warriors rallied back to make it 8-7. Lakers scored at the end of the quarter. Dalton Knecht on a dunk, a LeBron James pass right underneath the basket. Knecht dunks. Boom, Lakers, they have a 1-point lead at the end of one. Lakers lead 27-26. It's always that number we talk about. Can the Lakers get to at least 30 points in a quarter? Way too many times the Lakers don't score 30 points or more in a quarter. Lakers fall short to start this game. Again, 27, but they do lead after one. Anthony Davis came to play all night long, all right? So here's the deal with Anthony Davis. He led the Lakers throughout the entire night, but in the first quarter, he basically laid the groundwork. 8 points, 4 rebounds. LeBron James, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Feeling pretty good. Lakers shooting 48%. 38% from three-point range. They made 3 of 8. The Warriors, led by Steph Curry's 8 points. Gary Payton Jr. He had 6. Warriors shot 39%, 31% from 3. We all know the Warriors, they're the three-point shooting team. Lakers out rebounded the Warriors 10-8. Lakers had more assists than the Warriors, 15-13. So far, we're off to a good start. And this is what you expect from a Laker team like this, because if they don't get off to a good start, we know the Lakers aren't that kind of team that rallies. They're one of those teams that needs to have a decent first quarter. Lakers in the second quarter, more of the same. It looked very similar, but this time they got in the 30s. The problem is they let the Warriors get in the 30s as well. Lakers, Warriors both scored 32 points. And so at the half, Lakers have a 1-point lead, 59-58 over Golden State. We're a little concerned at that point. Just to catch you up to date on what the Lakers did at the half, it was Anthony Davis again, continuing to play great. He ended up with 18.6 rebounds. LeBron James, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. And Austin Reeves, playing typical Austin Reeves basketball, 10 points, 4 assists. Not bad for first half, especially when you're on the road, especially after a big-time win against the Celtics on Thursday. Lakers came to play, which is what we wanted to see, also in front of a national television audience. So get to show the rest of the country that, the Lakers aren't a team that's past their prime. This is a Laker team that still has hopes of winning a championship. Warriors led in scoring. Steph Curry had 13. Remember that number, 13. Andrew Wiggins had 11. Former Laker Dennis Schroeder, he had 10 off the bench. Always frustrating. We know Dennis Schroeder has something to prove. There's a chip on his shoulder. He wishes he was still a Laker. He's not a Laker. He's jumped around the league a lot since leaving the Lakers, been on about 4 different teams, even had the one return as a Laker and then not a Laker again. But you knew you were going to get his best effort, just like you did on Christmas Day when Dennis Schroeder was very good. Andrew Wiggins, which is always interesting to me, if you take it all the way back to when LeBron went from Miami back to Cleveland, Andrew Wiggins has had his best games playing against LeBron James. And that's, you can't tell me it's not because there's not a chip on his shoulder. What did LeBron James do when he became a Cavs? First thing, you're going to trade the number 1 pick in the draft, and you're going to get me Kevin Love. He did not want to play with Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins isn't a fool. He knows that, hey, wait a second, you don't want to play with me? Well, watch this. And every single time he's faced Wiggins, doesn't matter what team Wiggins is on, you're always going to see Wiggins' best effort whenever LeBron James is on the floor. Lakers shot 50% from the field at the half, 31% from 3, 5 of 16. Warriors shot 44%, 33% from behind the arc, 9 of 27. It's not your typical Warriors basketball game. Lakers, again, with the rebounds, did a good job getting an advantage there. The assists, Lakers got an advantage there, 25-23. Right now, if you're JJ Redick, you're happy. Now, here's an exciting number for you. Bench points. Lakers had 14 at the half. Dalton Knecht had 7, and this is what we need. We need Dalton Knecht to find his groove. Find his groove. It's funny because when guys make the transition from college ball to pro ball, it's usually around this time of the year, right before the All-Star break, where rookies hit the wall. For Dalton Knecht, he hit it after the first month of the season, and now we need him to come back and play as the first-round pick, and why they brought him into this rotation. Gabe Vincent with 5, and Jared Vanderbilt. The exciting factor is Jared Vanderbilt made a season debut And that was big for the Lakers right there, because Jared Vanderbilt, to see what he has and the importance of having him on this team and what he can bring to the team, and to see does that help the team defensively enough, is going to be a big deal, I think, for the next few games, to see exactly what do the Lakers have and what kind of trades does that mean. We'll get into Jared Vanderbilt and his game as well. But again, big night for the Lakers as they win 118-108. We'll talk about Jared Vanderbilt. We'll talk about what they did defensively and everything that changed for the Lakers tonight. First, want to mention the people over at FanDuel again. For the first whistle, excuse me, from the first whistle to the final drive, FanDuel makes the NFL playoffs even more exciting. As we know, tomorrow we have the AFC and NFC championship games. Find out who's going to be in the Super Bowl. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win your first bet. Now, the $300 to keep the action going, that's fantastic. Now, look, here's the deal. FanDuel app, it's easy to navigate, and the variety of bets keeps everything exciting. Plus, when you win, you get paid instantly. No waiting around for your winnings, whether you're betting on your favorite team or just looking to add some extra excitement to the playoffs. FanDuel has you covered. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today to get started with $300 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com. Make this playoff season unforgettable with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. So there we go right here. So the Lakers, again, very exciting because we got the win. And we get another win, and we're showing that the team is making improvements. And I say we a lot because when this team wins, I drop we, and it's just out of habit from being a little kid of watching this team that I love to when they lose. And I know I dropped they, and I should probably say we too. But nobody wants to be associated with the team that falls short, especially when it's your favorite team. So for the Lakers to get a big win against Boston, big win against Golden State, what else could you ask for if you're a Laker fan? Very exciting time to see that this team is starting to make strides. Again, the team improves in the win column, which is right now, I believe there's 7 games over 500. That's the furthest that they've been in the standings as far as the difference from wins to losses. And for the Lakers, good news all the way around. If you're a Laker fan, good news all the way around. As you know, you have to hit the road on Monday because, of course, you know, we're around the Grammys. Lakers on a big road trip. Lakers will face Charlotte on Monday. Again, it's a 4 o'clock tip-off. Want to remind you on that. If you're at work, you want to make sure you catch the game. You don't want to miss it, that the Lakers do play 4 o'clock Pacific time. So Jared Vanderbilt, as we mentioned, Jared Vanderbilt makes a return to the Lakers, and it was great to see him out there. It's become very frustrating when the Lakers struggle and you go, well, don't forget, we still have Jared Vanderbilt. Well, man, it's frustrating when he's not playing and he's just wearing casual clothes on the bench and he can't help us. Going back to what we said at the beginning, the best ability is availability, and he has not been available for this franchise for a year now. So you go, okay, he's coming back. What do we remember about Jared Vanderbilt? Do you remember the fact that this guy's a great defensive player? Most of you do. But then you think he might have been better than I remember. And then you look up his numbers and you're like, he's a 5.4 rebound guy. It's not crazy numbers offensively, but the Lakers aren't looking for it. What they're looking for is a push defensively. So when he finally got into the game, and I don't care how long you've played this game, if you sat out a year and you're excited to make your debut and you're a veteran, doesn't even matter. You want to sit there and you make a great first impression. So in 6 minutes in the first half, Jared Vanderbilt, he only had 2 points. But this is where he came to play. Jared Vanderbilt also had 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He was productive for this team. He's in the plus column for this team. And so for the Lakers, it's exactly what you needed. So when we talk about very good defensive players for the Lakers, you now have 3 of them that you can rely on. You can rely on Anthony Davis. You can rely on Max Christie. And now you can rely on Jared Vanderbilt. This is what it takes to win big games in the postseason. You have to have a defense that you can rely on, and Jared Vanderbilt is a guy that the Lakers know they can rely on. Bench points in the first half. The Warriors had 22. Now, Dennis Schroeder led the Warriors with 10. So, again, when you look at bench points, Lakers, we're happy with their 14, but the Warriors, they came up with 22. Dennis Schroeder, again, his 10. Remember his number as well, as we'll sit there and look at his final numbers. Turnovers, Lakers at 8. Typical Lakers. Warriors had 5. And again, for the Lakers, what's the number? Lakers are 18-4 when leading at the half. So that number now improves to 19-4 for the Lakers, which is outstanding. That's a good sign of a good basketball team. So for the Lakers, again, how are they going to come out in the third quarter? What kind of effort are you going to see? This is always big in every sport that has a halftime. We see it in the NFL where some teams are really good halftime teams, and they come out and they punch you in the face to start the third quarter. In the NBA, the Lakers are a team that it's a little bit of a coin flip because, if you come out slow like they did against Boston, all of a sudden you let a team back in the game. And at the same time, you want to know where's your focus. Lakers had a very good third quarter. They finished leading that quarter 30-25, so they outscored them. Now, the Lakers went on a quick 8-0 run again to start the third quarter. That was great. Lakers, again, made the score 67-61 to force Steve Kerr to call a timeout. Anthony Davis, after three, had 26 points, 12 rebounds. LeBron James, 15 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds after three. And Austin Reeves, 14 points, 5 assists. And Dalton Knecht had a great third quarter as well. Something we've spoken about as well. When Dalton Knecht does find his rhythm as a shooter, let's get him back in the game. Let's see if we can keep it going. Let's build confidence from Dalton Knecht. You're going to need him. You're going to want him to play well. It doesn't make sense for him to find his rhythm and then sit him down and not get him back in the game. Dalton Knecht was important to this team in the third quarter. Would like to see him get more minutes when he's actually having a good game. I understand why you're sitting him when he's having a bad game and he's hurting the team, but when he's having a good game and he finds his shot, it's great to see Dalton Knecht get an opportunity. Third quarter, he was big. So after three, Dalton Knecht had 13 points. That was awesome. So for the Laker fans, we're going, here's our rookie. For Dalton Knecht, playing on the road, national television audience, to have a big game. Anybody watching the game tonight's going, that rookie number 4, he's a player. Great. Warriors were led by Andrew Wiggins after three, 16 points. Steph Curry held scoreless in the third quarter. Amazing, because here we go, one of the best players of all time. How many times can you say it in one broadcast? The greatest shooter that was ever created. Not too many people will disagree with that. Steph Curry is the best NBA shooter I've ever seen, but when you hear it a lot, so when you go to the third quarter and you don't score at all, you're going, well, something great has to happen in the fourth quarter for Steph Curry because, again, greatest shooter who's ever lived. Well, here we go. Let's move to the fourth quarter. Lakers jumped out to 11-4 run to start the quarter. Lakers led by 13, 104-91 with 6:30 remaining. And again, a minute later, 106-93 with 5:30 remaining. Now, with 5 minutes remaining, Lakers had a 15-point lead, largest of the game, and right now it looks pretty good. Lakers, as we know, held on to win 118-108. Steph Curry did not score in the fourth quarter either. Greatest shooter of all time. Missed all 8 of his shot attempts in the second half, and that was it. He went to the bench, did not score the rest of the time. So whatever Steph Curry had in the first half, that's all he had. And how many times do you see that? You don't remember that very often, that Steph Curry has that kind of game. So it becomes extremely frustrating if you're a Warriors fan, but guess what? We aren't Warriors fans. It was a great night for us and for everything that went around. Super excited by that. So Lakers end up finally winning this thing, 118-108. Big win. We're excited. And let's look at some of your comments on what you see. Craig says 3 in a row, man. Good to see you, Craig, again on Saturday night. Looking at Daniel, man, he's excited. Easy dub. Daniel says nothing's an easy dub in the NBA, especially for this Laker team. The Lakers don't blow guys out very often. So at the same time, to get a win like this is big. These are not the Magic Johnson, Kobe, Shaq days where you get the big giant leads and you can rely on it. You can look at the schedule and go, well, they're facing Charlotte Monday. Gives guys a chance to play about 3.5 quarters, and then we can sit guys out and get the bench in. The Lakers just don't play like that. We think it should happen a lot, but it's a franchise that has to work really hard for every single one of these wins. So go back to the quote again that you heard earlier in the week from JJ Redick and LeBron James. We have to play almost perfect basketball for us to get a win. And as fans, we see that too. It is hard work for the Lakers to get these wins. Almost too hard when you see teams that aren't playoff teams and yet the Lakers struggle against them. That's why all the talk of a trade maybe has never been more important in this franchise's history than what you're going to see Rob Pelinka try and do in the next few weeks. Because all of a sudden, when Anthony Davis says it, I think you have to go out and do it. I mean, LeBron James asked for a lot. We all know, as much as, you might be a LeBron James fan, and I am. Well, maybe you dislike LeBron James because you do the whole thing where you compare him to Kobe. But here's the deal. LeBron James is what we have. Anthony Davis is what we have. Forget about LeBron James asking for trades in the past and LeBron, the so-called coach killer, all that stuff that he makes all the decisions. This wasn't LeBron James that did it this time. This was Anthony Davis that went to the media and said, we need to pull off a move. And for the Lakers to pull off a move puts a lot of pressure on Rob Pelinka to make it happen. As fans, we fall in love with players. We fall in love with an Austin Reeves, a Rui, who's untouchable on this team. If the Lakers traded somebody and you said, whoa, what do you mean you got rid of, my favorite guy? Again, I think there are a lot of people that say, I wouldn't miss Max Christie. I wouldn't miss so-and-so. I wouldn't miss so-and-so. I wouldn't. But Austin Reeves, I think people would freak out. I don't think Austin Reeves is going anywhere. Rui is a guy that a lot of teams ask for. But at the same time, I could see the Lakers go, you know what, we're going to hold on to Rui because he's a guy that's a good team player that plays inside of what we're trying to do, and we don't have to worry about mistakes from Rui because he's consistent, and that's what we want on this team. Does this Laker team need another star player? Curious to know what you think about that. Do they need a guy with a big-time name? Let you think about that. Curious about what your thoughts are. Hey, I want to mention the people over at Talkspace. Now, therapy is a game changer. It can help manage stress, improve sleep, and help you communicate effectively. But finding the right therapist and fitting in sessions into a busy schedule, it can be a challenge. That's why there's Talkspace, and that's where it comes in right there. Talkspace, the leading virtual therapy provider, makes getting the help you need accessible and affordable. With Talkspace, signing up is simple. You can match with a licensed therapist who fits your needs, usually within 48 hours, and it's convenient. You can have sessions from the comfort of your own home, even message your therapist in between appointments. Plus, Talkspace is covered by many insurance plans, and most insured members, there's a zero copay. So it's never been easier to prioritize mental health. As a listener to this podcast, you'll get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com/LockedOnNBA. Enter the promo code SPACE80 to match with a licensed therapist today. Go to Talkspace.com Talkspace.com/LockedOnNBA. Enter the promo code SPACE80 to get $80 off your first month and show support of the show. That's Talkspace.com/LockedOnNBA, promo code SPACE80. All right, so for the Lakers, again, with all the talk that you're hearing as far as moves made, what moves do you want to see the team make? Well, let's look at the box score right now and tell me which guys stand out to you. Because when a win is a win and you're excited about, hey, you can't do much better than that, remember that's not the norm. Okay, that's just not the norm for the Lakers. They're 25-18 right now, 7 games above 500, best they've been all season long. For the Golden State Warriors, they fall tonight, and for the Warriors, they're 22-23. So it's a Warriors team that now has a losing record, a Warriors team that's now playing 500 basketball at home. I always say a win's a win, but at the same time, it's not the Golden State Warriors that was winning a bunch of championships. It's a Golden State Warriors team that's a little bit lost. As we know, Anthony Davis led the Lakers in the box score game high, 36 points, 13 rebounds is what he finished with. Dorian Finney-Smith, who got the start for Rui in 26 minutes. He shot the ball 4 times. He made 3 of them. 2 of them were 3-pointers. He had 8 points on the night, but only 26 minutes for him. 3 rebounds, no assists, no turnovers as well. LeBron James with 25 points, 12 assists, 5 rebounds, and 3 turnovers for LeBron. 1 steal as well. But LeBron's outstanding. And everyone talks about the age thing. I almost think we should stop talking about it. It's a disservice. He's straight out one of the best players in the NBA. He's my favorite Laker, and maybe until he retires or he's hurting the team, will I say, I'm not a LeBron fan right now, but I'm a big LeBron fan. I'm a big fan of team basketball. Magic Johnson was my first favorite player, and he had no problem scoring points, but assists. He made passing cool. And for LeBron to get 25 and 12, guess what? That's a good night for even Magic Johnson when he was in his prime. Austin Reeves, 16 points, 7 assists on the night. Big for him. The 3 turnovers I know are killing him because that's always the thing he always judges the box score on for him. Max Christie was solid. Max Christie with 11 points, 4 or 5 shooting in 31 minutes. 3 of those were 3-pointers. Max Christie, again, with his defense. I mean, again, he's underrated as a defensive player in this league. And off the bench for the Lakers, big night. I mean, big night for the Lakers with 22 bench points for the Lakers. Dalton Knecht finished with 13, 5 of 9 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3-point range. And for Jared Vanderbilt, 2 points. Great to see him. Only played 12 minutes tonight. So he got 6 in the first half, 6 in the second half. 2 points. He was 1 of 2 shooting. The one shot he missed was a 3-point attempt. But what can you do? Jared Vanderbilt, look at this. In 12 minutes, he had 3 steals. Pretty good. 3 steals, 4 rebounds. Again, defense first for Jared Vanderbilt, and that's why the Lakers are happy to see him back. Interesting to see that, Cam Reddish, Shake Milton, again, right now, kind of in the doghouse. Neither one of those guys are finding minutes, and as Laker fans, we're fine with that. But again, if you're both those guys, you thought, hey, I'm playing with the Lakers. At one point, I was in favor when Shake Milton first got here, got minutes right away. Cam Reddish was once starting for this team. Well, he gets another did not play coach's decision in the box score. Gabe Vincent, by the way, playing better basketball of late. 3-point shooting wasn't great for him tonight, 1 of 6, but he did finish with 7 points for the Lakers. For the Warriors, they were led in scoring. Andrew Wiggins with his 20. The big stat, though, in the box score is Steph Curry with his 13. Not a good night for Steph Curry. Shot the ball 17 times, only made 4 of them. Only made 4 shots out of 17 for Steph Curry. 9 assists he helped his team out with, but not a great night for Steph Curry at all. Actually, probably one of his worst nights in the NBA. Buddy Hield, which always makes me laugh, that Laker fans, and I was one of them, I wanted to see Buddy Hield in a Laker uniform because we needed shooters. We always need shooters. Yet Buddy Hield has not been the consistent player the Warriors thought they were going to get. He had 10. Gary Payton the second, he had 12. And for the Warriors off the bench, they actually did pretty well. Their bench actually scored pretty well. We see 27, 37, 45, 49 points off the bench for the Warriors, but not enough. Again, not enough. Lakers win 118-108 and couldn't be happier. Lakers, again, will face Charlotte on Monday if we want to see if they can keep this thing going. It was a big win for the Lakers in Golden State. Can they keep it going, getting on the airplane, traveling cross country, and facing a Charlotte Hornets team that's not that great? That will be exciting to see what they can do. And again, nice to see the Lakers if they can win on the road, because as we know in the postseason, can you win those games on the road? Really important. So let's look at the standings real quick. Where are the Lakers and how are they matching up? And how are they matching up with the teams that are in front of them? I always say I want to see the Lakers get at least in the 4th spot or higher in the standings. Lakers did not move up to the 4th spot tonight. It's going to take a while for the Lakers to get there. Number 1 is Oklahoma City Thunder, again in the Western Conference. Oklahoma City lost their last game, but they're still 36-8. They've won 7 of their last 10. Houston Rockets, they're the 2 seed. They're 6 games behind Oklahoma City. They've won 8 of their last 10. Memphis Grizzlies are the 3rd seed. They have also won 8 of their last 10. Denver Nuggets, they are the 4th seed. They have won 8 of their last 10. So even though the Lakers are playing pretty good basketball right now, the teams in front of them are playing very, very good. I mean, they're trying to create that distance even more. So how far away are the Lakers from the Nuggets right now? Well, they're 2 games back. Nuggets are playing very good basketball. They did lose the last game here, and that's fine. Lakers gained a game, but the Lakers are still 2 games back. That's the Nuggets are 8.5 games behind Oklahoma City. Lakers are 10.5 games back. The 6th seed is the LA Clippers. Clippers have won 6 of their last 10, just like the Lakers. They're 11 games back, so we have a half-game lead over the Clippers. Minnesota, the 7th seed. Phoenix Suns are the 8th seed. Dallas Mavericks are the 9th seed, and the Sacramento Kings are the 10th seed. In the West, which team did I mention that's not in the playoffs right now? Well, that's the Golden State Warriors, not in the playoffs. San Antonio Spurs, again, the rebuilding mode, not in the playoffs. Portland Trail Blazers, not in the playoffs, 19.5 games out. Pelicans are terrible, 12-34. They're 25 out. Utah Jazz, pitiful, 10-33, 25.5 games out. I've only won 2 of their last 10. In the East, Cleveland still playing pretty good basketball, but they're hitting kind of that lull. They have a 4.5 game lead over the Boston Celtics, but they're 5-5 in their last 10 games. They've lost 3 straight. So for Cleveland, do I think they're coming back to earth? No, I think that's a really good Cleveland team. It just right now, a lot of teams kind of limp into the All-Star break. I think that's what you get seen out of the Cavs. Boston Celtics, 4.5 out. New York Knicks have won 3 straight games. They're 6.5 out. Milwaukee is the 4th seed. Indiana, Detroit, Orlando, Miami, Atlanta, Chicago. All those teams are in the postseason if the playoffs began today. What team I didn't mention? Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte Hornets, 12-30. They're the 2nd worst team in the Eastern Conference. Charlotte Hornets won their last game, but they're playing 500 ball over their last 10. But for the Charlotte Hornets, again, 12-30. team, and they're 8-14 at home. So for the Lakers, it would be nice to do what you're supposed to do when you face a team like the Charlotte Hornets and pull out a win. That's what's really important. So look, if you love Laker basketball, make sure you follow Laker basketball all season long with Brian and Andy. They have the Daily Laker podcast for you. Again, I have the Laker post-game shows for you. You can follow me, of course, after every single game. Love talking Laker basketball with you, especially after the Lakers win. Really important. And just like they have the last couple nights, it's been a good couple days outside of the fires, which have been, obviously insane and very sad. It's been a good couple days with the Lakers at least doing their job to kind of cheer us up a little bit and get our minds off of some of the sadness from whether personally or from family and friends. And of course, if you love Southern California like I do, everybody feels it as well. So look, the podcasts are available anywhere you get your podcasts. Again, it's Locked On Lakers, Locked On Los Angeles. You know where to find everything. It's very simple. Brian and Andy are here every day. I'm here just after the games talking Laker basketball with you, and happy to do it. I look forward to talking to you on Monday night after a big Laker win over the Charlotte Hornets. Hope you join me. And again, enjoy the win tonight. Lakers win 118-108 over the Golden State Warriors. I'm Dave Pala. You can follow me on social media. It's right there in the corner of the screen. If you want a direct message, I'll answer any questions that you have. Any thoughts? Appreciate the comments throughout the show as well. But have a good night, everybody. We'll see you Monday.